Okay, here we go again. Apart from being very cold today, apparently with the wind chill, it's going to go down to minus 21 degrees Celsius tonight. So I'll be feeling that. But other than the horrible weather, I have to say that I finally finished a book I was kind of putting off and not really paying much attention to, because I tend to read the news more often than I read books. But I think it's very important to read books, and you definitely get a much more laid out kind of understanding of where people are coming from, obviously. So the latest book I read was basically, you can't see it carefully, or you can't see it too well, but it's when, there you go. So that's the book I just finished reading by Chris Hedges. The title is very interesting. I don't know how much thought goes into titles and stuff like that. I imagine that after a while you can run yourself into circles so many times over, like, thinking about the title of your book, that you just, at one point you would just, give up, and not really think too much about it. But when atheism becomes religion, I mean, it kind of defaultly places religion in this sort of negative space, right? When atheism becomes religion, it's, what about when religion becomes religion? Just playing on words. Or when atheism becomes atheism, I don't know. So it's an interesting title, and I have to say, for the most part, Chris Hedges definitely, reading this book too. You might as well be, in a certain regard, you might as well be reading or listening to The Four Horsemen, because he definitely goes after Daniel Dennett, Dawkins, Sam Harris, and Christopher Hitchens. So it's almost like getting somewhat of a direct sort of feel for atheism from The Four Horsemen. I think I've been following The Four Horsemen. Forgive me if this video is moving slow, but it's just gonna move that way. So reading that book is really like, getting a litmus test of The Four Horsemen, and then some. You might as well be talking about Sam Harris, or Richard Dawkins, or Daniel Dennett, or Christopher Hitchens. But there's references to a lot of other people, Spinoza, Augustine, a slew of other philosophers, etc., etc. The book wasn't a difficult read. In fact, he makes it pretty clear what he's talking about, and I have to say, he kind of agrees largely with atheism. Like, he agrees with the. But I think where he kind of diverges is he feels that atheism sort of offers this godlike, or this finite approach to utopia. And on a personal note, I'd have to say, I don't necessarily get that definite sort of ending to atheism from what I've read and listened to. I don't feel that. I don't feel like atheism offers a finite point, and I think most atheists do actually have a very real sense of the ambiguity in human nature, in the dubious, the split, the good and the bad of human nature. They've as far as what I've seen, they've always admitted to fallibility in the human character, in nature, they believe in the the destructiveness and the savagery of nature. Not believe in it, but I mean they admit to it all the time. You could evolution being sort of like the thing. They definitely do admit to the savagery of it. And I'm also kind of reminded of, this video is going to be a little bit boring, but I don't care. I'm also reminded of there was this YouTube video, and I posted it on Spiralvent, the Facebook page, of the Four Horsemen when Christopher Hitchens was alive. I was trying to find a specific clip in it, but I couldn't. I ended up posting something about artwork or whatever. But there was definitely a point in that talk where Richard Dawkins basically questioned Christopher Hitchens' quote-unquote need for religion, in terms of creating constructive conversations around atheism and religion. And Richard Dawkins basically said that, well, even without religion, there's lots of things to fight over. So it kind of goes back to the book as well, because it kind of referenced the idea that Chris Hedges basically thinks that atheists see religion as this sort of like object or purveyor of aggression, more so than anything else. But he also feels that it's human nature that's flawed. But I don't know what Dawkins was trying to say. I'm pretty sure he wasn't saying that things outside of religion, like science, that we can fight over. I'm not sure he was talking about violence or war or murder or anything like that, but I think it's indicative of the atheists being, the Four Horsemen anyway, being the atheists, the Four Horsemen knowing or being aware of the extremities of religion, but also the alternatives to religion. But I mean, you don't really see any atheist wars being fought. It's kind of rare. I mean, there's been state-sponsored atheism, but I mean that's really statism. So yeah. Anyway, this video is kind of dragging on and it's kind of boring, but that's sort of my review of that book. I have other books to read too, so I think I'm gonna concentrate on that. Anyway, that's about it. Bye.